Hey everyone, it's me, Adam P. And today I'm starting a new segment I like to call Speed Dates with TV. I realize there's a bunch of content that we can watch now, and it's really hard to decide what kind of show to go for nowadays. It's just so much to take in. So I have decided, why not just have a cute little speed date with some of these shows, test it out for a few minutes and see how it goes. 15-minute one-on-one sesh, and then overall decide if I should go on or not. Yes, I get that you can't get an entire encapsulation of a show in 15 minutes. I get that. That's the same with speed dating. You don't get the person fully in the first 15 minutes, but first impressions are very important. But before we dive into these cute little speed dates, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can get more pop culture tea from me, Adam P. So the first show I'd like to start off with is You, because I heard season 2 recently came on and a lot of people were talking about it. So I was like, let's just add it to the list. So I'm gonna go on a cute little speed date with it and see how it goes. I just finished up my little speed date with the Netflix show You. Have a few notes. So what I can tell, it's a New York City kind of show. It's kind of interesting to see the glaring differences of lighting and the way the city is shot. And it casts such a different mood and tone. For example, of course, Sex and the City. Like the way they're filming their shot scenes, it's very different. Like it's broad and still and grand it feels. And then in this with You, it felt more dark and up close and more gritty. One of the first things I wrote is, okay, it's about a man assuming he knows everything. Great. It's a unique take, you know, it's about a guy who has a first impression of someone and really pretends he knows everything about it. Kind of what I'm doing with the show. I also want to know the answer, like, has he done this with a bunch of people before? Is this his first time doing this? It has a very we live in a society theme, and it's commenting on social media, but it's kind of like, for me personally, I don't really care about commenting on social media, and it's just something I've already gone through and stuff that I already learned. Like, it's just him being like, oh, social media, it's not your life, it's a collage. Like, okay, yeah, I know that, got it. Also, I had my headphones in and I kind of loved like the ASMR of the voiceover he had. His character seems a little unlikable, like a guy who like assumes everything. Is a little like So in the show, I hope he assumes something and he's like, oh, you're blah blah blah, and then he gets it wrong. That is something I really hope they like explore. It has a gritty and thriller tone to it. Maybe the whole opening titles with the blood dripping kind of gave me that hint. So I actually enjoyed that it's a build-up, it seems like. We're building up to something thriller and dramatic. I'm kind of glad they didn't give that tone in the story away just yet. Do you have like other stuff to do throughout your day? Like Queen's out here working, getting a master's, trying to have a social life, and getting some pipe. What are you doing today? Overall, it has a lot of mystery to it. It is still interesting. I do want to know what goes on. If it gets too stupid though, I'm gonna have to. Next show I want to do is Ramy. Ramy. Now, the lead actor who played Ramy in this Hulu original series won a Golden Globe for his performance, and it was kind of funny because he was like, I know you guys didn't see my show, and people were like, we did not, including me. Okay, first off, I'm watching shows with a straight male protagonist. My mind! It's honestly different. I don't usually watch these shows where the main protagonist is a straight guy. I do like that they're having shows like these on major platforms because we don't see enough of it, and it is an interesting take on, and it's something that I think not only I should learn more about, but all of us, especially in America, should learn about more. Is what it's like to be in Islam, in Muslim, in modern America, especially with your parents and generational differences. It did achieve that sense that it can be relatable. And there are some cool shots in there every now and then. I'm like, okay, that's cool. A little up close. Every time he's in a situation, he just raises his eyebrows and is like, oh, yeah. Oh. It's a little sitcom-y, but I saw that he used to be on a sitcom. So maybe brush that up a little bit more. It is charming. It has some charm to it. Did I laugh or chuckle at all? No. It's not that kind of comedy show where you laugh. But there's also some interesting internal conflicts, especially. One of the first scenes, he, like, takes his condom, his used condom, and, like, checks if there's holes in it. And then they started talking about abortion, but, like, they would dance around the whole abortion thing. But you see him with his used nut condom, and so it's like, if you're going in there but you can't say the abortion word, what's going on? Two females, especially his sister and then the Jewish woman he was with, I don't feel like they wrote them very well so far, because they both were just angry and, like, confrontational, and it's like, okay, we can't be 2 for 2 on women being angry and confrontational. Let's slow it down. So I don't know. And again, this is first impressions. The scene with, like, his parents all playing games on their phones and his dad reading the newspaper. I get it. We live in a society. I got that. At least it wasn't as glaring as in You, where he was, like, really diving into, like, the obvious. But at least it was a shot of them being, like, on their phone. So it wasn't, like, too, like, in your face. Like, we live in a society. When I stopped, it had a great line. Because he was leaving, because the chaperone they had, or I'm thinking the girl's dad, whispered to the protagonist, he said, "She's not gonna see the real you if you're so wound up." And I thought that was a great line. It's true. Don't be so wound up. You gotta let loose. I do see the charm in it. I do see some charm in there. We're getting too one-dimensional. A little bit. Because this is the first 15 minutes and you're already throwing, like, the most obvious stuff to talk about. Except that opening scene was really great. So the last show, I'm gonna go with the TV Land hit series, Younger. Which, it was a little biased of me to choose it because it has one of my queens, Hilary Duff, in it, and Lizzie McGuire, that is one of the founding fathers of my television experience. Another thing, too, is that it's from one of the creators of Sex and the City, which I'm a super fan of. So I'm like, okay, gotta at least try it. I did not even plan this at all. All 3 shows based in New York City. All 3 shows are dealing with heterosexual love. It was very interesting to see how all 3 shows shot New York City differently. It's just fascinating. The very opening scene is a 40-year-old woman who just, raised a kid, and now the kid's kind of grown. Now she's trying to get back into the workforce. And the very opening scene is her in an interview. And I think that was a clever way of introducing the character and her background story. Yet again, within the first 3 minutes, another show commenting on social media. And all 3 shows were more modern, I would say, too. They all are about how everything is modern and new and different than what used to be. The way it was shot, it's definitely the least interesting. Definitely the most sitcom-like. It's just about, okay, like, I'm an older woman, but I need to pose myself as a young girl to get a job. Yeah, everything's new. One Direction. I get what the premise is. It's very quick to figure it out. But I will say, it is definitely the most comfortable. I felt the most at home to what other stuff I've watched. Because it's all leading females. I always love when it is about an older woman. And when I'm older, I mean like 40 plus. Like, I really like that we're still talking about their stories. Because it's not like their stories has ended. So that's always nice to see. Then the scene with the guy, like, there's a hot guy comes in, you think, I'm a tattoo artist. And then he was like, give me your phone. I'm going to put in your calendar. We're going to have a date. I'm like, oh my God. Cringe. And then this definitely had the most questionable lines. Like the protagonist, she was like, I think he raped my phone. Okay. It's very Sex and the City meets Gilmore Girls. It's obvious. It is very obvious. The way it was shot and the way it's written, they're very different. Because the way it's shot, it looks very Hallmark. It reminds me of a Hallmark movie. But the writing is way more mature and more jabby. It would seem vulgar to my mother. But looking at it, it's like, it's a total mom show, you know? I don't know. And it's hard to tell, like, who are you, right? See, okay, this show's the most fun to talk about, but I will say it's the worst out of the three, but it's the most fun, you know? It was the most fun to dish on. Maybe it's because it's the easiest to ingest my mind. Who do you want to watch this? Do you want millennials or do you want Gen X and boomers? And it seems like they're kind of writing for both. But it's like, I don't know. I think you're losing both because of the way they're writing it and then the way you're portraying millennials. You're making both generations feel off to it. That's just how I feel. But of course, when Hilary Duff came out of the stall and said her first line, I screamed. I was like, there's my queen! And then lastly, Bing! She binged something. I was like, obviously that was like a paid sponsorship thing, but I was like, come on now. I know this is a TV show, but let's get real. It's a very easy, digestible show compared to the other two, especially because there's Hillary's boyfriend. He literally, I only saw seconds of him, but he said one line, and I was like, okay, he's a douche. He's a douche, and we're gonna work on that. That's gonna be a whole storyline, that he's a douchebag. And I picked that up literally in one line. So the show's not trying that hard. Between these three, I'm at a crossroads. All three of them have pros and cons, and I'm not sure which one to go with because you can go with You, which is the popular one. It's an original premise and it's cool. I want to see what happens next, but it's a little too fake deep and I don't know if these characters have much charisma to them. Then we have Ramy, which has more charisma and charm to it, and it's about a culture that I'm more interested in learning about and a different background that I should get more into and learn about, but the delivery on some things and the way they're tackling issues is a little too elementary. And then we have Younger, which it's not a very easy show. It's kind of fun. However, I think that hate watch vibe, it's gonna lose its sparkle eventually, especially 6 seasons. I can't watch 6 seasons of that. I'm sorry. The person who I'm gonna call back for another date, I think out of these three, I think I'm gonna have to go with You. That's right. I said it. Although Ramy was intriguing and interesting and I want to see the different sides to his life and see where it goes. But what takes the cake with You is that there is something there that is about to build up and I want to know what it is. That's the only thing that's making me choose it, is there's mystery. There's something I want to uncover. That's the only thing. So I'll try. I think I will try Ramy and You, but if I really want to go for a show and binge it, I would probably go with You. Well, thank you guys so much for checking out Speed Dating with TV. This was really fun, honestly. I want to do another episode and see how it goes. And of course, let me know shows that I should check out and go on a speed date with. And lastly, make sure you hit me up on my social media, and I will see you guys next time for more pop culture tea.